here.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Formula 3 Australia track guide and driver briefing for Season 11, round number 1, brought to you by RaceKraft Simulations and powered by FRG, the Formula Racing Group. Round number 1, we start at Kansas City Motor Speedway at the road course about 5 kilometers from the mighty Mississippi River. This course is mostly an oval with some fun corners to tackle on the infield, should bring some serious draft battles and plenty of fun for all drivers and spectators. Let's jump on board and take a look at a full lap. Coming into corner number 1 here, there are many different lines to take. I reckon taking it from the skirting should be your safest option. It's good to take a tight line through here, right up on the curb, and set yourself up for the fast right into left-hand corners. These corners should be pretty much flat out once the tyres have warmed up. Using the light poles on the left as a brake marker, you'd want to start your braking from about second to the end. Hard braking into the hairpin. You can do this nicely in second gear for a bit of safety, and then get on that power as early as possible for a run onto the straight. Not many markers here for the braking into the left-hand hairpin, but roughly 20 metres before the cones on the right should be a good place to start. Take all of the curb here, get that car rotated and get on the pedal as soon as humanly possible. You could probably take a wide arc to keep that corner speed up, but you will be facing a serious bump when you get onto that embankment. So it would be good to experiment a little bit during practice to see if it's really worth it. We're on the oval section here all the way to the end of the lap. This is where the draft battles will happen. It's a nice wide track, so we'll be expecting to see some 3 wide action here. After this long banked turn, it's all about just minimizing that distance to the finish line to complete the lap. Okay, on to driver briefing. The end of the pit lane is difficult to see as there is no marker cone, but we will consider it to be right here, where the yellow stripe ends. In case of a safety car, you will need to filter back into the pack at the position that you're in after passing this line. Be wary of this first turn as there are
That's right, folks. We are here back for the F3A American Tour tonight from Kansas Speedway. Live on RaceStars TV, 620th broadcast tonight. The drivers out there for the silver portion of this race night, just out there finishing qualifying, and it is Tyler Blackburn in the top position from John Monday and Brett Elder. Your top 3 with just on a minute and a half to go for qualifying. So welcome aboard tonight. My name's Luke. We're taking you through the broadcast as always here, and it's been a while. Feels like a long time since we did F3, but we're back. F3 cars, plenty of difficult names to pronounce, and yours truly will be muffling as many of those as I can when I go to read the grid shortly for silver. Then we go at 9 o'clock to the Gold Series, where we have the best of the best. Those that pre-qualify into Gold Series will be dealing out the action tonight, and hopefully we'll see some of the mega battles that we, loved from previous series. Get involved in the chat tonight, get involved, and there is prizes to win as well. If you have a look at the description of the video, you can see once again we've got the fantastic RaceKraft Simulations on board. VRS coming back for more as well, and haven't they been supportive of this series? And of course we've got lovely stickers as well, lovelystickers.com. Go and check them out. They got some very cool stickers for your racing rigs. Don't forget, head to that competition tonight, win a VRS package. All you got to do is click on the link in the description. Right, about half a minute to go before we get set for racing, and it is Dave Clements who's gone to the top. Tyler Blackburn has been put back to P2. John Baldwin's still out on the track. I don't think he's going to finish his lap. Looking down the times now to see if there's anyone else that will finish the lap they're on. Damien Cancer, good seeing him out there from Taipan Esports. As Andrew Lachlan, another one. John Lee is out there. Good to see John. in the painted up RaceKraft Simulations car. And once again, big thanks to John for his support, getting behind this series. It's time to go down and get to the grid, folks, for this round number 1. Round number 1 from Kansas. It's a Roval series, the American Tour. We're doing all American road courses. It's going to be pretty exciting. Let's wrap this one up and then we'll head down to the grid. Righto, folks, as we wait for that checker flag to fall, which it has in qualifying, and send them all packing. We're just watching Johnny Lee come around to finish his lap. I want to say a quick g'day to a couple of people out there. G'day Reese, g'day Trevor. Welcome back. Jason's in the house as well. Mickey, hey Mickey. Let's get set for this action tonight as Johnny pulls over to the side of the racetrack. Nick S. Nick Schmallenberg. I reckon I can pronounce that name right for JWM. He's out there still completing a lap, and he may get the lap in. It seems to be a nice long hold here to get us right around to the finish line. So the quickest time we've seen tonight, 1 minute 10.86 there for Clements at the top, and Schmallenberg pulls out of that lap. Andrew Lachlan is still going around in 24th, and that is the end. We've just seen it throw all the times out, which means we've got a qualifying grid set here for race number 1, season number 11. Incredible. Righto, so here it is, off the front road. Clemens will start alongside Blackburn. Monday will start on the second row with Elder. Then it's Scott B there with John Baldwin starting out at 6. Jason Madden will start next to Joe Terra. Lockie Taylor and Ben Arthur out of the top 10 positions. 11th on the grid, Griffiths. It's alongside Travis in the 6th row. Then we go back further to Hawkins and Johansson. Schmallenberg and Nins will start in 16th place with Rubach and Cairns, your top 18. Gardner and Schmallenberg, that's Nick, starting from 20th on the grid. Dave Leslie starts alongside Lindbergh, and Hudson and Lachlan to round out the top 24. 25th on the grid goes back further to Lucas Burt, Lachlan Pell down there, Ty Ratcliffe in the safety car, and Jamie Taylor, Johnny Lee and Xavier Simmons will round out the 30 drivers that are arrived here tonight for this standing start. Good look at the grid as they line up. There is, well, look back down the racetrack to the 30 competitors, still waiting on quite a few to grid up here tonight. But Dave Clements sitting on pole position. He is gridded up, ready to go. He's excited. He doesn't want to hang around. He just wants to get this underway. And what a good looking race car too. He's got RaceKraft on there, as they do have the sticker packs on the cars. We'll see a lot more of that in gold as well. But we just wait now, that awkward silence, that moment before everything roars into life. See the what is it, about 3 cars missing there from the top 8, just standing by. Some drivers probably doing last minute little checks on their sim rig, making sure they're up to speed. Dave Roberts just spectating tonight, torn shoulder. Boys are on their own, looking forward to a great night of racing. Dave, good to have you watching, mate. As we're just waiting for Brett Elder and also John Baldwin to grid up out of 4th and 6th place. Everyone else inside the top 10 has gridded up, but we're waiting, standing by. All new racetracks pretty much. Had to buy this track tonight, so it's the first time I've been here to Kansas, and it's going to be, I think, a slipstreaming masterpiece tonight. We're going to see a lot of drivers slipstreaming their way through this fantastic roval circuit, I guess you call it. It's part Superdome and part, of course, infield section, where that's where it gets a little bit tricky, especially on cold tyres. We saw that was a feature of previous F3 seasons, F3A, and brought to you, of course, powered by FRG, Formula Racing Group. Great, fantastic team of guys, ruined the crew. But get this happening. Long hold here, almost at 3 minutes now. We should hear the revs rise. We're still waiting on John Baldwin. Has not gridded up at the 3 minute mark, so I wonder if he's going to miss a start here tonight. You can hear them just grab a gear or two now, so the rev's starting to rise. It's time to get underway. John Baldwin has missed the start. He's going to start from the pit lane. So we get underway. Good start at the front. They have jumped away pretty cleanly. Not a lot of wheel spin. And the top 5 got a nice gap already back to the rest as they head down into turn 1. Let's get a shot of this, what is our first pinch point for the night. You can already see them wiggling. We've got a spinner at the back. Already they've gone around and there's contact and plenty of it. So unfortunately, it didn't take very long to have a little bit of a dust up here in this opening. Oh, there's more contact going on as well. Schmallenberg's off the track. That's Nick turned around. I think Griffiths is another one who's lost out big time, and he's actually towing Damien Cairns, I think it is, with him. So unfortunately, those two have interlocked wheels. Out in front, Dave Clements, after sitting on pole position, the top 3 have got away without incident. So far, he leads us onto the back straightaways, still wobbling around. This is where the patience is so required for these drivers to, get the tyres up to temperature. They do not switch on straight away, unfortunately. Look at the slipstream. We'll see the power of the toe for the first time tonight. Tyler Blackburn doesn't muck around. Listen to the way they're bottoming out as well. You can hear that car crashing into the ground, and Blackburn just holding back by the looks of things. Damien Cairns on the blower to race control. I wonder if they'll call a safety car or they'll let this go on. Brenton Hawkins, another one who's now out of this event early on as we start lap 2. 35-minute race. Slow car there. That was Capel, who's out of position running down in P last. Unfortunately, just almost getting collected there by the leader, who's now got a 4.4 second lead. He's taken off into the distance. Scott Travis is rolling around. I'm just trying to see if we do have a safety car. We don't have a safety car out there, so it's just a little bit pedestrian. I think these drivers in the middle of the pack are trying to get the tyres warmed up, and we might listen into a little bit of race control throughout the night, because to me that looks very much like we're under full course caution now.
Car number 1, slow down, mate.
So car number 1's just being asked to slow down and let the pack build up. We will hear the nice tones of Rue Koistra in the background throughout this series. The maestro at work puts a million hours.
Car number 1, I'll tell you one more time, slow down, please.
So you can just hear car number 1 being given a couple of warnings here to slow down. Otherwise, he could find himself in a bit of trouble for disobeying race control. This could get a little bit interesting. So you can see the gap he's got over the field.
Car number 1, slow down, please.
And he has not slowed down, so we're on board with him now. Listening, but now he says copy, so he's heard that.
Sorry, the comms with the dead there, guys. I accidentally switched.
So he's got a 12-second gap there. He's going to have to, I think, slow down, let the field catch up, or else the safety car will go around and then pick up the pack. But at this stage, we are under a full course caution on the opening round of this event.
Safety car will speed up to 160. Car number 1, let them go past and fall in behind.
So I'm just trying to pick up where the actual safety car is right now. If we can, I'm just heading around. I don't appear to have a safety car out on the track, which is interesting. Just looking through a few different cars here to try and find it. Maybe they can tell me who's driving the safety car tonight, but as far as I can tell, the safety car is still back in the pit lane with Ty Ratcliffe on board. But anyway, we'll pick up our race leader. There is, no, that's an F3 car up the road. So
He's coming in this lap once again. Sorry guys for that. It was in the wrong communication channel. Whatever.
unless, of course, Capel is actually the safety car. Now that would be a turn up. We've got an F3 safety car out there tonight. So there you go. There is our safety car. I think it is Lachlan Capel from Drop Air Motorsports. So he's tricked me by being in an F3 car tonight, but he is leading the pack around. Dave Clements will have to hold station, and the safety car coming in this lap means which will get underway again, back to some green flag racing. Thanks, Tyson. Yeah, I was looking for a real safety car, not an F3 car. Anyway, I'm sure we'll get their beautiful FRG safety car out in future,
no more than 100 kilometers an hour.
In future weeks. So car number 1, Dave Clements, has been asked to hold 100 kilometers per hour, no quicker than 100 kph. And we've already eaten 4.5 minutes away into this first race of the evening. And Tyler Blackburn, how much is he just saving fuel at the moment, holding back? Definitely had a good run on that first run onto the back straight, but did not go for the overtake.
Car number 1, you now have control of the speed. Race will start when car number 1 takes off.
Righto, so let's jump on board for a moment with the Blackburn. This is the look forward he has right now behind that behind the lead car. The safety car is now checked out, so he'll be getting ready to go. Now the interesting part about this is Clements, once he does go, he has to commit. So we're waiting to hear that, obviously, that change in engine note. Right now he's backing the pack up. I reckon a few of those cars just hanging back a little bit are going to try and get a jump here. There he goes. So we go back to green flag racing. We're off. He crosses the start finish line to start lap 4, and not a bad getaway. Blackburn takes a shallow line into the apex, and oh, that's going to get tight with Monday. It's very tight with Monday. They almost collect each other there. Completely different lines coming through the turn. On board now with John Monday, looking forward. So what's he got in the bag? A few people in the chat have been giving him a few shout-outs already tonight, as Lachlan is now just ejected to the pits by the looks of things. That'll throw our timing screens out for a little bit. Now it's corrected itself. Brett Elder up into 4th. A couple of drivers that have made incredible gains early on in this race. It's, oh dear, spin there for Monday, just as I was giving him a wrap before he's just spun the car around. Once again, cold tyres has caught him out big time. Mickey up into P5. Doing a great job at the moment for the Prismatic Motorsport team. Joe Terra. Then in the next car, Nathan Gardner, 7th, followed by Ben Arthur, Jason Madden. Scotty Travis inside the top 10. Let's have a look at this little battle though. Joe Terra crossing the line, and this is super close. Diving to the inside, trying to go through, and it's I tell you what, that's where they unsettle over that bump coming off the oval into the infield. There's a huge bump down there, which really puts the cars into a not so comfortable space, as Scotty B's gone around by the looks of things, trying to pick him up on the tumbling down the timing screen. He's stopped.
Race control.
So listen.
Can you have a look at that lap 5? Press start.
So that's a broken front suspension. That's out of the race, no doubt. Let's have a quick look.
979.
At a replay on that one. So this was After Dark Sim Racing driver. Did he collect?
You can tow from there.
So he's gone in on the inside, and it's always going to become a pinch point. He actually did the damage on the fence more than the car. But that's the alternate lines that go into that corner is what creates such a pinch point, unfortunately, and you get incidents like that. I'm back in the pit lane and probably going to pay no further part in this race, unfortunately. So drive-through penalty for Damien Cairns for towing without approval. There's our first penalty for the night. As we see Clements cross the line, he's got a decent lead, 1 second.
Car 15, you've got a drive-through penalty for towing without approval on lap 1.
Blackburn 2nd, Elder 3rd, Joe Terra, and then
I thought I heard someone say it.
Mickey Rubach in 5th place.
And asked a couple of times too.
Cairns appealing the
Don't take it.
penalty there for a moment. And race control may be going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So on board with Mickey. They're doing a great job at the moment. Up in 5th place. That's 12 spots up the order. As more attacking. Oh, going to lose a spot there. There's some contact. Bit of contact there. Drops back to 6th place now. So 11 spots still up the order. Nathan Gardner, another driver who's made up a plethora of positions tonight. Well done, up into the top 10, in fact 9th position, but up 10 spots in total, so fantastic. We do have, for all the, I know there's a lot of fans out there that are Mickey fans. We do just notice a couple of the webcams are on tonight, which is fantastic. So we'll head across there shortly and say good day to a couple of the regs, the regulars. So on the charge at the moment, let's jump on board with Mickey. And if you're a fan, get in the chat now, spam that chat. And the race face on, doing great. Jesse Butler says, let's go M1 Esports. Seal says, Mickey fans, hello. Kim's in the house as well. Oh hey, says also, LFG Mickey. We are flying at the moment, so good start to the race, 10 spots. Absolutely, in fact, 12 spots now, kicking some butt out there. So let's go to the main channel. We've also got cans for our driver cams tonight. Unfortunately, didn't have the most exciting start to the race, involved in a crash earlier on, but Damien, who we've come to love from racing in the VA Vets, out there tonight, 26th place, fighting back with our race cam as well. So 2 drivers giving us full access to their race cameras tonight. There's a little bit of a Shackers saying g'day, and the Taipan Esports car back in 26. We'll fight back. It's good to see him not give up in this first race. It's when you get involved in an early incident, it's always easy just to park it up and come back next week, but Damien is pushing on, so good to see. If you're fans of any of the drivers tonight, make sure you make a little bit of noise for him. We can give him some more airtime for the amount of noise that you guys give him, of course.
35 requesting tow.
So Schmallenberg's requesting a tow. Now Timothy's come together, I think, with John Baldwin. Let's have a quick look at this incident first of all.
Safety car.
We've got a safety car, full course yellow. This is the incident. Oh, turned across into him. Big hit into the fence. That is a lot of damage to both cars in all sorts. Let's have a look for another angle. Now, did he turn up the road then and just crash into the other car? We'll get a good shot from here. Yeah, a lot of vision there, unfortunately. And the 88 car, Schmallenberg, probably not at fault at all there, unfortunately. Just that's going to be the end of their race. So let's go back to live. We'll pick up your race leader once again, full course caution with the safety car out. And
Everyone can tow, that needs a tow can tow.
Requested there having a word. But hey, it's good to be back. Hey, Christine Cannon says, shout out to Damien Cannon's first time racing in Formula Car. Hey, Luke, great to hear your velvety tones again. Thanks for the stars there and welcome. I tell you what, I've got to try and get across and read a couple more of these comments. We've got Keith Logan with some stars saying, g'day, Ledge. Hey, mate. Michael Quain's in the house there as well. Tanked SRT. 6 drivers for this season, F3A, all 6 in gold. How good's that for Tanked SRT? Looking forward to seeing that a bit later on. Now, there has been some cars jump in the pits. The top 7 did not. Will this catch out a couple of the lead drivers here not pitting? Now, Robbie Griffiths for Fishy Motorsports will be the lead car that has pitted. He'll be in 8th position at the end of this once they've all caught up again. Will that be a masterstroke from his part in getting Robbie up towards a podium position later on tonight? Could just be the masterstroke, that's for sure. How's everyone going? I tell you what.
Okay, everyone on the lead lap, please stick to the left, please. Everyone on the lead lap, I want you to stay as left as
This will be
possible.
to give some wave rounds, no doubt.
The lap down, stay right.
I was going to say, good to see you watching this, Christina. Not Farmer Wants a Wife. I know I was watching a bit of Farmer Wants a Wife right up until 1 minute to 8, just to let the cat out of the bag. So lap traffic going around now to go and get their lap back. But like I said, pit stop strategy will be key in both silver and gold. And at the moment, the top 7 are yet to stop. Robbie Griffiths, who's we're having a look at on board now, sitting back here in 8th place, took 4.1 seconds worth of fuel in the pit stop. Tyler Blackburn, who's also in a very good position, took 7.1, so took plenty of fuel on board. And depending on how this pans out now, I think I can see Lucas Burt, Dave Leslie have both come into the pits. I reckon that's the Dave Leslie from Baby Animals. Wouldn't that be cool? Dave Clements carries on, and John Lee, Ben Johansson go in the pits too. So here we go. So we're going to see Robbie Griffiths promoted up into 4th place as we go back on with the leader doing another lap here behind the safety car by the looks of things. So Griffiths, having stopped, there's your, wow, that's a big old pit board. Let's just condense that down a little bit to maybe just the top 10. Will be enough for my eyes after a long day of work. So you can see Griffiths has stopped on lap 1, so not sure that strategy is going to help. But Blackburn in 5th place, who stopped on the previous lap under this safety car, could be in a great spot now to possibly sneak through with a win tonight just on strategy alone. We need to have some pace though later on, but how good is that? It's going to give us a little bit of a fight between Clements, who's leading, who has been the quickest driver out there with a 111.8 versus Blackburn with a 111. Best of a 111.1. In fact, it's a 111.0. That's how blurred my eyes are tonight. Trying to read this telemetry. A 111.0 for your race leader versus Tyler Blackburn's 111.11. Hi Adam, nice to have you watching. How you going, mate? And let's get set for a restart here as we're still under caution. At Kansas.
Safety cars in pits.
Safety cars in the pit lane. You can hear right now Ruth Koistra just directing the orchestra here. And let's see what Mickey can do on the restart as well. Just got to hold position here. There's a car flying around into the pit lane there. I'm not sure what the go is with that. I thought under yellow conditions you still had to hold position until the pit lane entry line, but they may let that one slip. That was Lucas Burt going very quickly around in front of the whole field to get into the box. Now that's a little bit cheeky. I wonder if race control won't have a little bit of a look at that. All right, we go green again. Lap 10, going into lap 11. So lap 11 of this first silver race for FRG Formula 3 for F3A. And I'm interested to see where Lucas Burst comes back out into this. Gardner holding second at this stage. Blackburn, who has stopped, running in fourth place. So a good long shot there, just shows them the infield hairpin section. Locking up a brake there was Gavin Nins, I think it was. And I don't want to do that too often. Sandgroper Sim Racing. But Clements once again streaks off into the distance. Almost a second already. In fact, it is a second the lead. Out in front, Gardner, then Nins, Blackburn, Griffiths, Elder, and then it's Rubok, Tara, Taylor, and Travis. Just heard some contact there. Car going across. So there is a car backwards. Ben Arthur it is. Unfortunately, has gone off into the grass. So we'll keep the engine running, luckily, and we won't go to another caution. But I'll tell you what, they've been dropping like flies. We tend to see a bit of that through silver. This obviously the first round. They're just getting themselves back in the groove. But once the Gold Series kick off a little bit later, we're going to see some staggering driving.
Copy 934.
So just being told Griff was caught in that lap one spin and had some damage. So let's see how this unfolds though. So the lap 8 pit for Tyler Blackburn, to me, puts him in the box seat. If this stays green till the end, and we're about halfway through the race, it'll really elevate him above where Dave Clements is. He's got to watch that gap. It's 3.4 seconds already. You're going to lose probably around, well, I'm thinking 25 seconds in a pit stop. Something like that, especially under green conditions. So it's important to try and keep that gap as minimal as he can. Tyler Blackburn, and for Clements, he needs to try and push that out as much as he can. And that little dot in the revision mirror behind him needs to be quite small. There's a shot on board. You can listen once again. Just listen in. I'll turn the sound up. Listen to it clunky. So running obviously a very low ride height for this series tonight. Oh, that's aggressive, isn't it? That drop down into the infield. The car absolutely smashes over the transition there. As we've got a Twitch. Hello, Twitchy. What's that name? Gwackle. Monday making moves. Hey, Gwackle. It's a cool Twitch name. Further back in the field, Johansson fighting here with it's Lukey and also Scott's there as well. Scotty B, Lukey P. That's the commentator's cheating way of not trying to pronounce names tonight, because I know I'll stuff some of them up. Scotty B, Lukey P. Oh, was that a spin? Off to stage right goes Lukey P. Pinnenberg. So, thanks, Gwackle. Yeah, so Pinnenberg's gone out wide. They're lost about 3 positions. Lachlan stays up ahead there in the RaceKraft Simulations car, currently running 7 spots up in 17th place. So, nice job. It's great to have RaceKraft back on. I'd love to have lovely stickers too. I'd never heard of lovely stickers. until tonight's broadcast, but I tell you what, some pretty cool looking stuff. I'm going to show you as we keep watching this 3-wide battle. I'm going to quickly head across to their website, which is lovely. It takes me a second to type this out whilst I'm doing 3 things at once. lovelystickers.com. I'm going to show you on the actually I'll do it small screen, I won't take up your whole screen there, but there you go. So they do stickers for different sorts of steering wheels. You can click on this sort of thing for your Fanatec wheel. Seat covering kits, I like this. This is something I may even get for my sim seat at home, something like this. How cool is that? Pretty well priced too, so very cool. This is Lovely Stickers, a brand new sponsor for the series, as we see Lachlan go for a little excursion there off the track. But even your consoles, they've got all that wrapped up as well. If you want your console wrapped like a Ferrari, how cool is that? Other racing stickers, plenty on there, so you can create your own skin as well. But yeah, if you've got a Fanatec and you want a cool looking base, go and check out this website. So Lovely Stickers is a brand new sponsor for this season 11 of F3A's World, in fact not the World Tour, it's the American Tour. So battle in the background there, Blackburn it is, fighting with Gardner and Nins. We'll jump on board with Nins because he's got the box seat for this little fight up the road. The sun's shining now, the weather changing. It's 19 degrees down there, so it's cool track conditions. But we're just about to hit 8 a.m. local time here in Kansas as the sun rises. It's going to heat the track up for the gold race, no doubt. A little bit later on, Terra in the background goes down the inside, I think on Scott Travis, or is it the other way around? They're wheel to wheel as well, the TGD esports car versus the DS racing car. 21, nearly 22 minutes into the race. So far so good. We've had a few little incidents, but drivers, like I said, it will take them a couple of rounds just to find their feet in silver as they ultimately head towards trying to get into the gold round, which comes up tonight at 9 o'clock. This is John Lee from RaceKraft, all over the back, trying to fight his way past Scott. Scott goes to that really low line. This is where it gets a little bit interesting when they take 2 different lines down into turn 1. Lee hangs it out wide, takes the more traditional racing line in, and then he closes right up, almost sneaks down the inside. There was a witch's hat. Oh, look at this. Johnny Lee with a great run through there. He's trying to weave his way through. Then he backs out of the throttle. Thinks better of it. As I think they've got a few lap cars here, have they? Oh, this is just good racing all around. John Lee fighting nicely. Now up into 12th place. He's made up 17 positions tonight and is really driving. This is, I reckon, the best I've seen John drive. This is a great performance tonight in the opening round of this RaceKraft event. Almost gets collected there, makes a little bit of contact with the spinning car. Hopefully that didn't do too much damage to his car, but moves him up to 11th. Schmallenberg straight away on the radio to race control about that incident. We'll have a look. Did he get turned around? Let's have a quick squiz. So this is Nick Schmallenberg right now. Dive down the inside. There was maybe a little bit of net code, got that secondary impact, which was no fault of John Lee's, and then drives off with it. But yeah, it could be a bit of net code there. It was an ambitious move down the inside from Schmallenberg there. Didn't he land his plane in the Hudson, Schmallenberg? Oh, spin for Nathan Gardner, unfortunately, from a top position there. So he's now just thrown it out the window. He'll drop back to 8th place. So that's unfortunate. It's so easy to spin these cars. They tend to just turn like a pendulum when you get it all wrong. And the tyres, even at this stage, don't seem to be right up to temperature or really gripping as you think they would. Christopher Mitchell's in the house. Says F3A is back. G'day Luke. Let's have a good night. Good to have you back as well, mate. Oh, wheel to wheel. Mickey. Wowee, that was close. So we're seeing some fireworks now. This is over 4th position. Rubok, who had some fantastic performances last season, was probably the unluckiest driver out there last season, and so many times they were involved in incidents that were no fault of their own. Just in fact, sometimes I thought some penalties should have been given. Mickey definitely deserved some high positions, and we've seen undulation at points when those great results did finally come. But 4th place tonight, so far up 13 positions on the back of Gavin Nins, about to make it an extra position. That was close. In fact, that was Taylor, I think, having a dive at Mickey, who's held on once again. So 4th place, only 1 spot off the podium now. Gavin Nins up the road by about 1.2 seconds at this stage. So it's all happening out there. Lap 18, 25 minutes, so we're just on 9 minutes to go. Let's see if we can do a little bit of, let's find a battle back further. I think Ben Johansson is quite close to Dave Leslie. I'm going to jump into a lap here on board with some visor cam. Here we go, let's jump in. Hello, hello. So a lap on board there with Ben Johansson, currently down 11th place. Lockie Taylor has got past now Mickey Rubok for that 4th position. Rubok going for a crossover there, that was nice. Back up into 4th for Mickey. Lockie back to 5th. Good fight between these two. This is some top class racing, and we're seeing it all here, and that's Taylor's gone around, so that takes the pressure off Rubok now. Taylor's dropped back to 7th, got it going quickly, but lost that position, and that fight now out the window as well, as Dave Leslie's still under pressure from Ben Arthur, who's chasing down Jason Madden. Hudson's just in front of him as well. There is Hudson. Spin, and good avoidance. Did the other car avoid it though? Johansson, no. So Johansson, further contact there with, was that Lachlan? Was that 2 teammates getting together? It was. Oh, devastating for the RaceKraft entries. They've just crashed into each other, unfortunately, and that's a big moment in the race. Let's have a look at that on a replay. So Ben Johansson, I think, was the first to spin. So let's just keep an eye on this. Just lit up the rear tyres. There it is. I'll just go back. It was the tanked car couldn't avoid. Then there spins into the teammate and got a full course caution. So there's your incident. And like I said, that is devastating. Lachlan trying to just limp that back to the pits. Got some pretty serious damage on that car. Look at that right wheel. Oh, have you ever seen such a thing? It's in a bit of trouble, isn't it? So Lachlan limping at home. Now Tyler Blackburn leads the race, by the way. Remember taking that pit stop earlier on. This will put Clements up into the pits. I presume Gavin Nins will go in as well, which should elevate Mickey up into the top 2 positions. So we'll just wait and see how this pans out in a moment. But what is this, our 3rd or 4th caution for the night? 3rd or 4th caution? Let's take a quick break. I'll be back within about 30 seconds.
Checking out the safety car, everyone. 2-2, you can pit. Toe, sorry. Everyone on the lead lap, please stick left. Please stay on the left, everyone on the lead lap.
Sorry about that, mate. Race control car team.
Lap cars may now unlap themselves. Lap cars now unlap themselves. Copy 10.
Where is the safety car back at the moment?
Backstroke. Lap cars may now unlap themselves on the right. Hold position.
Am I still able to pass?
Yes, get it done.
Coming around the right now.
Safety car now speed up to 160.
Right, so quick intermission there while we see the safety car out on the track. Now, once again, Dave Leslie, Ben Arthur, they really raced to the pit line there. And maybe someone who knows a little bit more about IndyCar, because I presume this is where it will come across from. But what is the ruling? I thought even in IndyCar you had to stay behind the lead car, or once, is it different? Once you're in that entry to the pit below the white line, can you then speed ahead to get to the pit line quicker? Someone might be able to give me some direction on that, because I'm not 100% sure. Tyson Hammer in the chat with 100 stars says, you F3s, this season's going to be an absolute banger. Good to see you, Tyson. And yeah, let's see if anyone's got some clarity for me. And he says usually have to stay in position until pit entry. That's what I would have thought, but we're seeing tonight quite a few drivers take that little bit of an advantage, which under safety car conditions, when the field is going at 100 kph, for example, you can make up a fair bit of time by skimming forward there and being a little bit cheeky on your pit entry. But it's Blackburn.
947, please hold 100 kilometers now, please.
Race control just saying Tyler, hold speed now as the safety car goes away. Mickey's still sitting in P2 up 15 spots. Then it's Scott Travis, Joe Terra and Lockie Talley at your top 5. We do have a camera set up down at our start-finish line.
Everyone is now a blanket approval to tow from here on in. A blanket approval to tow. You do not need to ask safety race control. Car 947, you now have control of the field. The race will start when 947 pulls away.
2 minutes to go, so we're into the final couple of laps. It's flown by, hasn't it? So Tyler Blackburn to try and hang on here for a victory. Rubok sitting behind could be in for a fantastic win tonight as well. Scott Travis in third. What can Scotty do? But here we go. It's restart time. This is the camera I was talking about. I haven't used it yet tonight, but let's focus in on the lead pack as we go back to green flag racing for this. Our last couple of laps. We should get 2 laps in. It should be a 2-lap dash. There won't be any more safety cars. You heard that blanket approval to tow was the call from race control. So any incidents now in the next lap or two will be a blanket approval to tow. We will stay green to the end. In the background there, Travis warming the tyres, trying to get some heat into those tyres. But it's Blackburn, Rubok, Travis and Terry, your top 4. This is good from Tyler. He's run a good strategy tonight and is flying along well. So the 947 already 7/10 of a second. Now who was that?
666. You'll receive a 10-second penalty for causing.
That's Dave Leslie getting a penalty as well. But we're going to probably get the white flag this time around. We're just waiting for the line to come up now. There's 20 seconds to go, so definitely be final lap of this race. Blackburn lead. Look in the background, Terra and Travis going side by side. Rubok at the moment looks like second place is in the bag. And it's going to be Joe moving up into third, but this is this awkward pinch when the cars get together at turn 1 and gets through there cleanly. Joe Terra just ahead at the moment as we push on. Travis falls back to 4th place. Ben Arthur's just dropped a position or two. Luke Plimsberg as well also goes back to 12th place as this man out in front, Tyler, absolutely cruising off to victory now. 1.1 seconds the lead in the mid part of this circuit. The gap back to Rubok holding firm. I think we might see a bit of a cheer and some emotion from Mickey tonight with this P2 in the opening race. We're going to bring up the camera though. We've got Tyler Blackburn, who's going to take a victory just onto the back straightaway now. Not far to go.
Race control car 979.
There is an incident in the background. I've seen 2 cars go around there, but we wait for that checker flag.
We got that.
There's Mickey, bottom of your screen as well. Your race winner, Tyler Blackburn, takes the checker flag. Rubok with a P2. Terra just gets 3rd. How close was that? Terra did the fastest lap of the race on the final lap there, but it is Tyler Blackburn who takes the win. Incredible job. Blackburn in control and had that strategy all sorted out. Rubok is
getting the penalty.
absolutely ecstatic. Oh, there's tears of joy.
Congratulations, everyone, on the first
Mickey,
round.
what a fantastic drive.
Fun race.
And tears
great
of
to
joy.
watch.
Hopefully we'll get a chat with our driver shortly, but Tyler Blackburn, put your hands together. That is a mega performance. We'll get some results up shortly as well, and we'll wrap up race number 1. We've got plenty more to go on tonight because gold's coming up straight after this, so don't go anywhere. Let's have a quick look now. We'll head down and get the results up on the screen. Thanks to iRacing, here they are.
Just remember everyone to look at the stewards.
So Tyler Blackburn takes the win. We'll just turn down race control while we go through the points here, and Tyler Blackburn with a win over Mickey Rubok, Joe Terra, Scott Travis, and Lockie Taylor, your top 5. Then it was Nins, Clements, Arthur, Leslie and Hudson, your top 10. As we go through the rest of the order, you can pick out your favourites. And unfortunately, only 18 finishing on that lead lap. A few incidents in this first race tonight, but that'll be ironed out. Blackburn brings it back to the pits. Congratulations on what is a fantastic win. Let's see if we've got any drivers. Heading over to our race control channel, and we might jump into the broadcast room now. Standing by for some interviews, whilst we also get set to get the old Gold Series up and running shortly as well. We've got to do a quick server change. Righto, so we stand by. We've got P2 in the green room. We'll talk to you shortly. Just waiting on our race winner Blackburn to come in for a chat, and also P3 Joe Terra. What a great last lap that was. We might just stand by. In fact, we'll just jump in and talk to Mickey first of all, because Tyler has rocked up. So let's do it in the right order. P1. First of all, our race winner, Tyler Blackburn. Congratulations, mate. What a good way to start this brand new season of F3A.
Yeah, thanks, Luke. It was a fun race. I don't know what to say. It was. I had Ben as a teammate who helped me out because this is my first race with the F3A group. He did a good job tonight as well. Talk
to us about the tyres, because it looked really tough out there on all the restarts, and just that first couple of laps of the race, the car's really dancing around.
Yeah, cold tyres. Like you said, dancing around, especially through that turn 2-3 chicane. Try to be real careful through there and not make a mistake. But after that lap 1, it felt pretty good. So.
And that re-entry as well from the oval onto the infield looks horrendous.
Yeah, my arms are shaking on the wheel every single time down there. Just shakes the whole thing. So I don't know. Just hope for the best. I think each lap.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty fun though.
Fantastic job tonight. And P2, Mickey on the podium. It's what a great performance. Good way to kick off a brand new season.
Hi, sweetie. I missed you. Super good way to kick off the season. Was it P2? I'm not sure.
It was P2 by, I think, milliseconds.
I could not see. That's awesome.
It was so close, but held on at the end there. The draft's so strong here as well. Could you see that car, flying up behind?
I got the one monitor, I could see his front left wheel for a long, long time there. That drove me crazy.
So good, and good to see the emotion. I said during the broadcast, some terrible luck last season, and we saw the tears, we saw the joy, but tonight it was all joy and tears, but joyful tears as crossing the line in P2.
That's part of it, baby. It's all learning. I want to shout out Prismatic Motorsports. When I was little, race cars were driven by like a certain type of face, let's say. I'm really proud to be a part of an organization that changes what that face looks like for the rest of us,
Fantastic. And hey, big crowd in the chat for you as well. A lot of fans.
Hi everyone. Hi Discord. Hi Mum and Dad, and probably Nick too.
Yeah, give them all a shout out because they're over there on YouTube. I'll put you up on the big screen there. Yeah, give them lots of kisses because they have been there since the start of the broadcast. Shout out, Mickey. So fantastic. Well done.
We did it. Thanks,
Awesome.
Luke.
And Joe, P3. How you going, Joe?
A bit sweaty there, man. First race in VR, so it was a bit hectic, but had a few good battles with Mickey there for a while, and it was good fun.
So good to watch. Listen, I'm going to start going over and getting the next server up whilst we're chatting, but we'll do some thank yous, which we do with the top three. So starting with you, Tyler, you get a chance to do a couple of thank yous to your supporters or different sponsors, people you want to shout out to.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks to Analytical and ICT Marketing, our main sponsors this year at Race on Oz. And then all the other guys over at the forums and the rest of the team for helping me out this week.
Fantastic. Well done for a win tonight. We'll see you next week. Mickey P2, who would you like to thank?
Shout out Prismatic Motorsports, my team. Shout out our main sponsors, Certifiably Diverse, Cadan Computers, Marconi Setup Shop. If you're feeling a little slow, I would send you there. And shout out to everybody watching. I love you guys.
Maybe I need to go there because I'm very slow. Awesome job tonight. And then finally, Joe, P3, who would you like to thank?
Big shout out to the Gaming Den. Our main sponsors are Rattler and The Cave.
Well done, guys. Righto, we've got to head across now to the gold session, so I'm going to go and load that up now in the background. But massive thanks and congratulations to our winners tonight, Tyler Blackburn, P2 Mickey, and Joe, P3. Congratulations.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. We'll be back with you shortly. Take care. We'll be back shortly with the gold. We'll be back with you in about 2 or 3 minutes. we're into the Gold Server now with about 4 minutes to go in qualifying. The liveries will take a moment to load in onto these cars because it's a brand new season. The liveries yet to be downloaded, but Christopher Mitchell currently up there with a 1 minute 10.7 leading the pack. Matt Jones and Rob Bowden for Tank SRT. I tell you what, there's some names we've come to love up here already in the top 10. This is going to be tight. Look at that, the top 10 covered by just under 3/10 of a second. So schmoking, it's going to be incredible out there tonight. Like I said, we'll get those liveries hopefully on the download. Trading Paints was asleep there for a moment. We'll get it fired up again now, and hopefully it'll get them downloading. Jacob Mabry's out there. Kieran Ellis is back tonight. And who else is out there? Reese Clayton, Rewaltz joined us again. Trevor Leonard, Tyson Broad. See him out there again tonight as well. Jared Steen, Tank SRT, like was said in the chat earlier. 6 cars for Tank SRT out there tonight doing battle in this top split Gold Series event for FRG Formula Racing Group at Christopher Mitchell. Can he go on and take pole position? We'll know in about 4 minutes' time. Welcome aboard. I'm Luke. This is the top server now, where the best of the best go and battle it out. We've got a longer race, 50 minutes. So the strategy really comes into it. They've got to make sure they plan their pit stops correctly, look after the tyres, be patient on those opening couple of laps, because we've already seen in race 1 how hard it is to switch these cars on these F3 cars, which was evident right throughout last season as well. They are tough cars to drive, tough cars to be quick in, but these guys know how to turn on the speed. Flavio missing to be on this grid. He says we're going to miss Flavio tonight as well, not joining us, but great to have you watching along and being involved in the chat still. I mean, a huge part last season. Flavio Dantas from Brazil, what an absolute legend. And I did hear a rumour you're back home. Is that right, mate? Or you've gone back to Brazil for a while? We can't wait to have you back on the sim with us again at some point, that's for sure. We're watching Benjamin Roberts, who has been extremely quick in these cars and competing in the Motorsport Australia competition as well. Absolutely been flying. So he's out there currently P6, just under 2/10 off the top time, but he is also someone who tends to stick in a fast lap right towards the end. Let's crank up the sounds of these F3 cars. We'll ride on board the end of this lap with Benny Roberts. Just riding that white line at the moment. Let's see what sort of line he takes. You should get one more lap in here. You can hear the car bottoming out. It's an awful sound, isn't it? Sure if you've got, oh, in fact, is he going to the pits or is he using that very low line? So is this a pit entry or is this cutting low below the white line? I'm not sure what they're allowed to do there, what the rules state. I'm sure Ben's read the rules, and I'm sure if he's going down there, they're allowed to go down there. He goes P4 with that time just behind Rob Bowden. You'll get one more chance to try and stick an absolute winner of a lap in here. What can he do? Bowden currently sitting, oh, look at that, the top 5 under 1/10 of a second now. This competition is going to be absolutely incredible. The run into turn 1 especially, I'm going to hold my breath. Reese O'Gorman 22nd at the moment as they kick a few cones up in the air. Alex Newton's also out there 23rd place. Baguette's running in 25th. Joe Capone, that's Al's brother, in 29th. He'll kill me for saying that. Joe currently for RaceKraft Simulators in 29th place. I like this livery. That is a nice different texture there they've got for the RaceKraft entries this season. They've got a little bit of alternate colouring for different drivers, which is fantastic to see. Starting for the pit lane will be Kurt Camilleri for causing an incident on lap 4 of qualifying. So there you go, FRG Race Control have just put that little notification out there as we hit the 15-minute mark. Drivers can finish the laps they are on. I'm trying to see if anyone's out there doing something dazzling. I'm not seeing too many purple sectors at this stage. Let's flick it over into quali mode for this last little run to the flag. Chris Barnes is lighting up the timing screen with greens. So is Kalen Arthur, but whether or not they can get to the top will be another thing. Flavio says, I was in Brazil, but back on the Goldie now. I need to buy everything again. Maybe next year I'll be back just watching this amazing broadcast. Good luck to all the drivers. Thanks, mate. It's great to have you here. Like I said, you're a huge part of last season, and an asset to have joining us for tonight's race. Rob Bowden pulls up. He's going to be happy with third. I'm not sure Roberts. No, Roberts has gone yellow, so he's not going to improve on his time. He's going to be relegated to the second row at this stage. Newton is defying every law down there at the moment for 23rd. RaceKraft Team Pink. And I think on yellow sectors as well, so it's not going to improve. And Kurt Camilleri, we just heard that before from race control, that Kurt will start from the pit lane due to an incident on lap 4 of qualifying. They've come down quite hard on that to make sure, well, he pays the price. And they set the rules here as Camilleri does set a time to go where to? That should be better than 36, surely. Crosses the line with green sectors, stays 36th, but it won't matter. Look at that, the top 36 drivers under 1 second. That is how tight this F3A Gold Series is, brought to you or powered by FRG for this, our American Tour Formula Racing Group. It's going to be a ripper tonight. Don't go anywhere. So qualifying is run and done. Let's go through the grid as they line up for this race. And this is how they will start tonight. It will be RaceKraft Simulations on the front row. Christopher Mitchell with a 110.726 will start alongside Matty Jones. Rob Bowden will start on the second row with Benjamin Roberts. Then it's Wazelle and Carroll off the third row. Mara and Evans will round out the top 8. Anspach and Hermanson down there in 10th place as Fabry and Macedo down in 12th on the grid. 13th. Kieran Ellis, great qualifying there alongside Mazoka. And it's Broad, Leonard, Zani down in 17th place. Lee Hardy will start in 18th. Rewald and Clayton rounding out the top 20. Then it's Fit, O'Gorman, Newton and Jill down in 24th place on the grid. 25th will go to McGass tonight with Arthur. Latrell down there in 27th. McLaughlin starting from 28th with Butler and Capone in 30th place. And it's Dave Roberts, 31st tonight. Fabian out of 32nd with Barnes, Cooper, Court and Camilleri will start from the pit lane, although qualified 36th. Jared Steen starts from the back in 37th with Marcus Kanitzka. It's Casey Atkinson and Lockie Capel in race control, getting set for a start. We're just waiting on the drivers to grid up as they do. They take their time. They had 3 minutes of gridding time in the first session. We've got 100 messages over on YouTube, so thanks everyone tuning in, being a part of this. Let's turn that music down. Let's start to get a bit of a look here at the guys sitting on the grid. Pan the camera around, we'll be able to see Mr. Mitchell. There he is. We'll try and zoom in, get a close-up. So Christopher Mitchell. We'll go and visit these guys during safety car tonight, have a chat to them, because they generally invite us all access pass they give us, the RaceKraft drivers. Don't forget to enter that VRS competition too, folks. It's a fantastic deal that they give on every season. Link in the description, go click that, make sure you sign up, and your chance to win VRS. Very, very cool. So we'll sit here on the grid, Christopher Mitchell. That's the look back down the racetrack. And, well, can they get away smoothly? These banked starts can be a little bit tricky if you get some wheel slip. The cars tend to fall away a little bit down the banking, which can send you on a crazy trajectory. By the way, tonight's code word is Kansas, everyone. Kansas. So the code word for tonight, which you need, I'm just going to write it in the chat too. So code word for the VRS comp equals, there it is. Nice and easy. Go on, join up to that now, and go in the draw to win that fantastic prize at the end of the season. There you go. Mitchell pole, well done, says Flavio. He is on fire. We've got a long hold here. Once again, it's 3 minutes, so we're going to hear the revs rise in about 5 seconds time for this F3A. First round here, the Gold Series about to get underway. The best of the best, the top 40 drivers, you could arguably say, in Australian sim racing in the F3 cars, about to get underway. Listen to those revs bouncing off the limiter, and we get away nicely. Good launch from Mitchell at the front. He bolted. Look at the speed they get by the time they get to the line. Great getaway, and the run already down towards the first corner. They're almost 3 or 4 wide. Roberts goes down the inside, almost makes some contact. Does he? No. Holds on. That was a great start by Matty Jones. Got to the lead. Mitchell's dropped back to third now as Roberts puts a bit of a pinch on. We got a spinner in the background. Big spin in the background. It's Carroll, unfortunately, in the wall. And wow, he's had some bad luck, hasn't he? Matty Jones out in front though, gets away well from Roberts, Mitchell, then Bowden. Wazell's up in 6th place. Mara and Anspach back in 7th and 8th. Hayden Carroll has dropped back to the pits, and unfortunately that'll put him on the back foot tonight. Should try and stay in it though, because with the safety car too, may find he gets back into the action. But look at this already. Mitchell trying to get that position back. We'll jump on board with him as he chases down Roberts. Goes one way, goes the other. Pulls out of the slipstream. We'll try and go the long way around. Roberts will just hug the inside line here. Was there some contact with Carroll at the opening couple of corners there, as Mitchell bangs his way around this oval section. In the background, Wazell and Bowden also fighting. The top 5 have bolted here. Matty Jones being kept in check though as he crosses the line, a 118 from a standing start, and way around the outside. It was a big throw there from Benjamin Roberts, and he made it stick. Somehow he got ahead 0.6 of a second. Mitchell also got up into second, and Matty Jones very hesitant to go full send through turn 1, finds himself now back in P3. And oh, contact, big contact there. That was Jones, I think, into the back of Mabry, was it? Definitely some contact there, and we'll try and go back and have a look at that one.
Race control 225, press toe.
So,
Stand by 225.
225 requesting a tow. I'm just trying to see who that was that got absolutely sent off the track.
Stand by 27.
And the 27's Leonard. Now he's in trouble. He's got damage, and we've got a full course caution on lap 2. So we'll be able to go back and have a look at some of these incidents. But that was a big incident between, I think it was Mitchell and Arthur. Let's have a quick look at that one. First of all, here is here's a result of that. So it was Christopher Mitchell. I think he's walked away from this. It was Arthur into the back of Mitchell, wasn't it? So under brakes there. How did Mitchell...
Anthony, can you look at my rear end when you get closer to me and tell me if I have damage on my diffuser?
Okay, so Mitchell got back into 6th, so that was a great recovery. But it was Cale and Arthur, I think, that straight into the back of him. So let's have another look. This is on board with Mitchell. Now watch this, you're going to see the crunch. So just misjudged the braking zone. I think he's got away with that. It made contact with the right part of the rear end of Christopher Mitchell. Somehow he may have escaped what would probably have been a DNF. Oh no, he's back in the pits. So no, that's Trevor Leonard. Get it right, Luke. Mitchell's still out on the track. So there's our nice FRG safety car. It's he's got the right car this time, I think.
Hey, Mazoka, can you tell me if I've got damage on the back of the car?
So that's Mazoka being asked there by Christopher if he has damage. We'll try and have a look from this perspective. Looks pretty good from this end. Here's an outboard shot. All the tyres are rolling around in the right direction, which is the good thing. Nothing seems to be hanging off the car. Looks pretty straight to me.
Car number 1, please hold speed at 100 kilometers an hour maximum.
Right, so we're about to get back underway. Nice quick restart. And we will dive in and have a look every now and then in the RaceKraft room as well. We've got a few drivers over there.
Can you look at car 82, lap 2, please?
Tell you what, it's busy in race control. I do not envy being those guys. They have a lot to go over.
82, not 18.
Okay, copy 82.
Yeah, so Chris's mic just shut itself.
So we've got Joey.
That's enough chatter. Car number 1 in control of the speed. Race will start when car number
So
1.
Joey Capone, now he's racing down in 18th place. We're about to get a restart. We'll head across to him shortly. He's given us full access to his race camera tonight. We'll head across there and have a look in a moment. But Roberts gets back underway now. We're back green flag racing on lap number 3 into lap number 4. He got a good getaway. Look at them in the background. 3 or 4 wide, in fact. This is intense. Alex Danny hangs right out wide. This is where they take these alternate lines into turn 1 at these rovals, and the pinch point is extreme. Do we get through? Oh, we don't. We get incidents, and it's Hardy, I think, off into the fence. It was Hardy, so the pinch point bites again. And is that damage for Leaf? That could be race ending for this car as well. The 521 got pinched on the apex of turn 1, so we're going to see that probably at every roval we go to. And disappointing. Joey got through there all right. Let's have a quick look at the webcam. Full access here from Joe Capone. And just turning in there behind Reese Clayton, who's got the inside run in the number 8 car. As the RaceKraft Simulations car
Can you check the restart?
takes off. Rawalt asked for a check of the restart, so they're active, the drivers tonight, asking for a clarification on a couple of rules possibly, which the one thing this team does put together so well is a rule book, and sometimes the drivers fail to read it and they end up asking a lot of questions that probably should be answered by doing your homework. Rob Bowden on fire here at the moment, and Chris Wazel's done a new fastest lap of the race. Oh, hey, says, for the VRS comp, what is the first field meant to be? I presume name. I don't know, we'll have to ask Rue Koistra that, won't we? Let me go and have it. I'm going to go click on it myself. I will go click on it myself and have a quick look. I probably should have clicked on it before, shouldn't I? But let's have a quick look. I'll see if I can decipher what it's meant to mean for you. First field, what does it say? Your answer. Yeah, I think that's meant to be name. So you put your name in there, I reckon, then your email, then your phone number, and the Ray Stars TV weekly code, which tonight is Kansas. Drive-through penalty for Chris Mitchell, causing an incident on lap 2.
I don't understand.
I'm not listening into this because he's
Hold, don't serve it. I want to give you a bit of information.
I think they may have got that one wrong.
Yeah, I think it's mine, bro.
Yeah, so I think it would be Matt Jones that'll get that penalty for the contact into the back of Christopher Mitchell. That's why we heard straight away onto the radio Christopher Mitchell saying, hey, I don't understand, what's the go there? I definitely didn't do anything wrong. So Roberts 0.3 of a second now back to Bowden. Wazel, they're staying in touch with him, which is good for us here at Race Stars TV and you at home that are watching, because we don't want to see a one-horse race. This is what we want to see. And there you go, Matty Jones has been given the penalty now. That's for the incident with Mitchell where he misjudged the braking zone, went straight into the back of him.
Hold up, you deserve.
So yeah, that top field in the VRS competition, just put your name in there. Of course, you need your name because when we do the spinny wheel at the end of the season,
I'm going to serve it now. Can you just have a look at the incident?
you'll
You'll
obviously need your name if you want to win. Email and the code word tonight, Kansas, for where we are racing tonight, as Bowden has a little bit of a look around the outside here. Oh man, that's aggressive, isn't it? Chasing the back of Benjamin Roberts, the number 1, the reigning champion. Running the number 1 on the car. Wazel P3. So the gap back to Jack Marin now is about 1.9 seconds. So there he is. Currently with Christopher Mitchell in the background. I wonder if Mitchell carrying some damage from that incident is just hurting him a little bit. They will need to stop for fuel tonight. So we'll wait and see how that pans out. So far, looking down the order, Tyson Broad has stopped for fuel, took 19 seconds stationary on lap 1, so I'm not sure you can fuel on lap 1 and make it to the end. As the smoke kicks up in the air once again from the cars in front. I think that was Alex Newton just snatching a break, and one of the Drop Bear Motorsport drivers we're on board with now. Looking good as we ride on board for half a lap here. So we pick up lap 8 now, and they're jostling. And we've got a spinner back there. Luke Fitt, I think it is, has gone around. Yeah, Fitt's gone around. Was there contact there on lap 8? Reverses the car around. Reese Clayton was another car possibly involved in that. Let's have a quick look. On an action replay now. So Fitt, the 151 car. Let's have a look. Is there a bit of contact in the back end under brakes? Dive down the inside. Looked like he just locked the rear. Maybe a bit of net code once again tonight. Not a lot in it from that angle. As we go back towards the top. Let's go to Emerson, who's currently sitting ahead of Anspatch for 5th and 6th. In behind them, Rewalt, Gordon, O'Gorman, sorry, and McGatz. Jump on board with Reese Boy because this is where some action is happening. Rewalt's just dropped down as well. Don't tell me he's just gone off the track. He has. So James Rewalt, a syndicate driver who is right up there fighting for a top 10 now, sits back in 16th. Possibly lose another position shortly to Camilleri, who, remember, started from the pit lane and is about to attack and go down the inside. So big dive down the inside from Camilleri. There's contact wheel to wheel. Luckily, shouldn't have done too much damage. And on the inside goes Mazoka as well, getting a good run out of there. So tough fight in the mid-pack. These guys are not holding back, bashing wheels, pushing panels. They're not scared to get a little bit physical in cars you generally wouldn't want to make contact in. Easily flip over, so craziness. Look at this. So once again, 2 wide, 3 wide in the background as we head down into the braking zone for 1. And all of them get through there in one piece. Loving seeing the Pace Syndicate cars out there. They, to me, quite often have some of the best liveries you see in sim racing. Some graphical geniuses in the background for this team. And you can see the Worm Paints livery popping. Back to the lead battle though. This is Roberts and Bowden tanked SRT versus the Mini Muscle Cars Machine Cult entry of Benjamin Roberts, and under some pressure. Now they're talking in the race control channel. You can hear the drivers questioning what the go is with the restart. And from what I heard there, when they say green, 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 you can overtake. So a couple of drivers maybe caught napping at the previous restart. Bowden really applying the pressure now. Let's jump on board with him for a moment. That witch's hat still sitting in the middle of the racetrack as they snake their way through the infield section. Just trying to decipher if we got the safety car out on the racetrack, because there's a lot of cars diving in the pits. And to me, we do have the safety car out there, don't we? So yeah, the FRG safety car is on the track, cruising around very slowly. It looked almost like Roberts and Bowden was still racing, but Bowden's decided to jump into the pits. Roberts has stayed out, Maris stayed out. What about Christopher Mitchell? He stays out as well. So Rob Bowden's the first to pull the trigger on an alternate strategy tonight. He's going to jump in and try something a little bit different, which we saw pay off in the silver season, in the silver session tonight. So silver session, get those words out, Luke. So the car that's stuck down there looks to be Reese Clayton. He's just sitting broken down near the barrier. He'll be given permission to tow shortly, but won't be given much more action tonight. Let's see if we can pick up where that incident happened. I'll go back a little bit. Jacob Mabry crashed. Not finding any huge crash indicator there, unfortunately, for that one, but this is the best I can do. Let's see if this was the point of impact for young Reese Clayton. Here he goes. There's a flashing car in front of him there. I wonder if that plays a part. No, it doesn't. Oh, got a bit of contact there from another race car and bang into the fence, so that could be a penalty going in the way of the car that was just behind him. I'm trying to see, it was Luke Fitt, I think. Is that where Luke Fitt also got the damage? So here we go from a different angle. The 151 goes round to the outside and then he turns in, makes that contact there and then into the barrier.
Stay where you are. Anyone on the
So race control very busy, trying to get things sorted here. Let's go with our race leader. He's on board behind the safety car. Everyone getting their wave around. So it's like I said, I do not envy the job of race control. Just trying to sort this out. It's a lot of work. This will compress the field again for the restart. We're 16.5 minutes into a 50-minute race tonight. I might go over the calendar whilst we've got a little bit of a lull. Chance to see what's going to happen and what's happening, what's coming up. But, and I promise to head sometime into the RaceKraft room. A little bit of a chat to them as well. So as always, some lovely graphics are being produced from the team over at FRG. I'm just going to try and endeavour to get those pictures up for you shortly. I'm just going to quickly do, it's a bit uncool, but I'm going to try and just quickly drag them in, see if we can get the, this is what the season's going to look like for you. So we'll just stick this over in the right hand side of the page for now, but there you go. So that's where we're heading in the American Tour. Round number 1 sees us here at Kansas, then we go off to round 2, Road America, before we then go round 3, which is very hard to read in this format. Round 3 will be Texas Motor Speedway, round 4 Mid-Ohio, then we go to the Auto Club Speedway, followed by Long Beach, which will be a fun round, Laguna Seca as well, Sonoma, that'll be great, Daytona, and we finish at Watkins Glen at the Boot, which will be a great place to finish up this season. So I like what Rue and the team have done here. It's something a little bit different and should be a heck of a lot of fun running this American Tour. Right, a restart, we're back underway, full racing green now, lap 14, 18.5 minutes in. Roberts leads Mara, Christopher Mitchell back up into P3 now. Drive-through penalty for Hayden Carroll, ignoring race control on lap 12. He's been given his marching orders back to the pit lane to serve that penalty. Tiago fighting here with Reese and also Joe's just in behind her too. Joe's made up 22 positions as they go wheel to wheel. Teammates, we've already seen teammates get together tonight from RaceKraft. This time Joe sits in behind his teammate Tiago and behind them Rob Bowden. It has stopped, so we're looking at P9. Rob Bowden, the first driver that has made a pit stop, sitting pretty at the moment, under attack from the Pace Syndicate driver James Rewalt. Here's your pit lane strategy board up on the screen. You can see only the one driver in the top 10 to make a pit stop so far. Should carry him through to the end of the race. Bowden, the car wobbles as he gets up right up behind Capone now, and then drives out to the outside of him, but that puts them 4 wide into turn 1. Incredible. They get through there, or do they? Bowden went out onto the grass, recovers, comes back onto the racetrack. The car gives a little bit of a wobble, but he's okay, continues on. Bit of grass on the tyres, we'll need to clear that off. He's under pressure here from Reese O'Gorman, who goes around the outside. We've got a spinner in front. It's Rewalt, unfortunately, has I think been tagged, and he rejoins quickly. Very much like what Christopher Mitchell did. Didn't lose much time at all, but did drop back to 19th, unfortunately, with this compressed field. So there's an apology going through there. I wonder wonder if that was Joe into the back of him. Let's have a quick look here at Rewalt. I think maybe copped a little bit of Joey in the back. Let's have a quick look from the onboard, the 15 car. Joe Capone under brakes, very similar to the Christopher Mitchell crash. And that's exactly what has happened there, unfortunately for him. So race control, no doubt, will give a little slap on the wrist. Possibly a drive-through penalty for that one as well. If we go off what went down earlier, unfortunately with Matty Jones copped the drive-through penalty for what is a carbon copy incident. So Roberts out in front, another car off the track. O'Gorman recovering back on now, but maybe also coming together there with Craig Anspach, I think, because he's straight on the radio to race control. It's a bit of a glitchy old racetrack. I only bought this track tonight, Kansas, just for this event. Probably won't ever broadcast from here ever again either. But a one-off when bought the track, and I tell you what, it loves its little glitches in certain points. As Anthony Jewell goes down the inside of Bailey Evans to move himself up into 12th place. Now back out in front, Roberts has a 1.4 second margin now. There's a look back. Daylight behind him to the next driver, currently sitting back in second. That is Jack Mara. So the gap 1.39 seconds at this stage. Further in the pack, this is where there's a real battle going on between about 6 or 7 cars, and picking up Tyson Broad, the Drop Bear Motorsport driver, probably at the head of this little train. He's got Bailey Evans, Anthony Jewell, Jesse Butler. There's that glitchy part of the racetrack it doesn't seem to like. And Rewalt's gone around again. Was that more contact? Not more contact with Joe, was it? I think it might have been. Again, let's listen into this on the Race Control channel, because oh, there's more contact. Big hit there. And that's Rewalt.
Number 3, left of lane.
And who's the other one? Is that Butler? Big impact. That's probably taking, that's Camilleri, I think, as well.
22 request post.
Out of this race. Was that Matty Jones? So let's have a look at Rewalt with the secondary part of that crash.
You can tow from there, mate.
So there was already 3 cars together there. Now what happens, we'll slow it down because he comes back onto the racetrack, and oh, that looks a little bit interesting. We might just roll that back a little bit, have a look from a couple of angles at this one. This is what Race Control will obviously be doing as well. But was this, I don't want to say intentional, but was there damage to the red car, because it heads straight across towards Rewalt, and I hate to say it, but that looks a little bit on the intentional side, which generally in a series like this means you'll get yourself a holiday from the next round. So yeah, to try and get the full picture, we'll have to jump on board with a couple of different cars here. We'll just take it back a little bit. So this is what happened earlier. Joey once again into the side of, and then this car comes in. There's the initial contact. Slow it down. We'll try and jump on board here with a car back if I can, if it's going to let me. No, it's not going to let me. There's the contact there from behind, but yeah, you can decide at home what you think of that one. 2 cars have just got together, and that's going to be the end of a couple of drivers' races tonight. So Matty Jones,
Number
the car.
128, you got a drive-through penalty for towing without approval on lap 2.
Might jump on board for this incident once again with, let's have a look from this angle with Matt Jones. Obviously not a lot that could be done there. Got him inside. He had broken suspension, so give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's dealing with a bit of maybe broken suspension there. So Matty Jones, maybe not intentional, maybe something's wrong with the car, but yeah, not a good look, that sort of incident. Let's go back and pick up live now. We've got 3 or 4 busted cars in the pits.
Causing incident on lap 2.
And out in front, Benjamin Roberts, 1.8 seconds the lead. Looking very comfortable at the moment, ahead of Jack Mara, who sits in second. Mitchell.
Car
Still holding on to third as well, so we've got the 3 at the top covered by 2.8 seconds, 4.2 covers the top 4, 8 seconds covering the top 5, spread out quite a bit now. Then our first real battle is this one between Rob Bowden, and we'll jump on board with him for a moment, chasing down Court and McGetz. So Alex Court finds himself currently up 30 positions into the top 5 for the 147 entry. There he is, middle of your screen. So what a great drive so far. Drive-through penalty for Joe Capone, causing an incident on lap 15.
Car number 15, he's got a drive-through penalty for causing an incident on lap 15.
These guys will be loving this wheel-to-wheel racing in the mid-pack. We'll go back further to Michael Fabian. Up 14 spots into the top 18. There's some really good gains being had by these drivers. This is the Pace Syndicate driver, Zulu, in the 56 car. He's on the back of Alex Newton and Chris Barnes for Tanked SRT. Barnes is on the back of his teammate Kalen Arthur, who's about a second up the road. So they'll be looking at the team's championship. They'll be looking at just individual points in this first round, seeing what they can put together. Don't forget, you can put together yourself a little winning package if you go put Kansas as the word for tonight, the code word, into that VRS competition. Let's have Daniel over there in the chat. How are you, Daniel? See you there, maters. Oh, Tanked SRT's Chris Barnes goes for an excursion, gets pushed wide. Alex Newton in front as well. Dave Roberts, good to see him out there for Pace Syndicate. One of our 2 Dave Roberts entangled in this series. Obviously, Formula Ford Australian Championship Dave Roberts. Sorry, Formula Ford Australian Champion Dave Roberts, who is also an integral part of this behind the scenes. This is Dave Roberts, a different Dave Roberts, the number 44, currently sitting in 19th place, up 12 spots. Casey Atkinson, another driver we haven't spoken of yet so far. So a good 18 spots up on debut here and disappearing on me. Casey Atkins Copperfield. Reese is looking pretty good.
Car 32 and car 35.
Says A Dyson 41. A Dyson 41. A Dyson. You wouldn't be sucking up to him, would you? By saying something like that. On the back of Alex Court, the After Dark Sim Racing. Does that mean he doesn't race in the daytime, only after dark? It's a bit like my life at the moment. I only get in the studio here after dark. Rarely a chance to even look sideways at my racing sim. In fact, someone said to me the other day, when's the last time you actually drove the racing sim? And it's got to be well over a year, maybe longer. With my flight sim still the main setup here. Hey, we've got another camera's just popped up, I've just noticed. Kieran Ellis, the young fella who's in the RaceKraft team. He might give us a wave if he hears himself being talked about shortly. He's down in 40th place as Kurt Camilleri gets a penalty for using the apron on lap 22. So they are keeping an eye on that apron usage. Good to see Kieran back and racing well. And he's given you all a symbol as well. He's giving you all a hello with that left hand. Hello, fans, he says. Classic. Let's go back to the top with Roberts out in front by 2.6 seconds. He's looking pretty good. This will be a nice way for him to start off round 1, stick some points in the bank, and keep that number 1 loud and proud on the car. More overtakes going on, more smoke in the air as well. Some questionable rejoins I've seen tonight as well. Got of cars that just spin and then send it straight back onto the racing line. Got to be a little bit more careful than that in these F3 cars. As we see two very alternate lines there. That was Court and Magetz. Oh, and a spinner in the background. Trying to see who that was. There was a big cloud of smoke into turn 1. They got through there in the end. I think that was Tiago for RaceKraft that was out of shape. Sun shining here. I did say I'd check the weather later. It's up to 28 degrees now, so the silver guys had a 19-degree track temp, blisteringly cold. These guys have got it blisteringly hot. 28 degrees as far as sim racers like it. They like a nice cold track. Side by side once again, Magetz and Alex Court. Not getting caught out there under brakes is Alex, and Magetz runs around on the outside of the track now. Aussie Grease Monkey says race control be having anxiety attacks with rejoins. Yeah, it's the first race for them. They've got a lot on their plate. They've got a mad setup, I gotta say. We'll try and visit race control in a second. They don't mind me popping in for a little bit of a hello, how's it going? I won't talk to them, so I'll make sure I've got a dead mic as I head in there now. But I was trying to give you a little bit of a look at Rue Koistra's setup, for example. So this is our race control room. So you'll see them looking at all different screens at the moment. And so this is what Rue Koistra watches during the race in race control. Gives them a chance to watch a couple of different car angles, some overviews, all the telemetry, the track map as well. And basically how he can pick out where the incidents are and how they can review different incidents as well. So that's Rue's overview. Of course, then you've got the two other drivers. The two other race control people are there viewing different incidents at different times, which means that they can then give their two screens shared back to Rue Koistra as well to give a great overview for race control. So that's very cool. So there's a bit going on in the background while we're talking about race control. Camilleri has had another incident. Let's have a quick look at that. And was Arthur involved in that as well? There was a bit of chit chat between a couple of drivers. Let's have a look at this one. So there's a pack of them together here. Camilleri. This is where it gets into a pinch. Once again, that didn't look like contact. That to me looked like netcode. Let's have a look. Go to an overview here and see if we can see if there was some distance between the cars. So yeah, definitely some distance there. So I wonder if there's just a little bit of netcode plaguing this server tonight. G'day to everyone tuning in. Thanks, big thanks to Type N Esports who continue to give us a YouTube channel to broadcast on. Big thanks to them. And you're watching RaceStars TV, make sure you head over to Facebook, give us a like and a follow. Big thanks to everyone that continues to support what we've been doing here for a year and a couple of years now, 2.5 years I think it is. As I pull back a lot of the what we're doing back to just a couple of nights a week, just due to my personal life and work and all that sort of stuff. But very proud to still be here with F3A for another season.
We're monitoring this. We will pin you.
Oh, that's contact. Big high-speed contact on a high side up into another car as well. Was that Butler? It was Jesse Butler. Minding his own business. Has absolutely just been poleaxed there. And this could be another safety car. So, wow-wee.
That's it. Got a log.
That was huge. So, who was the other car there? It was Butler, Tyson Broad, I think it was. Minding his own business on the outside. Let's have a look at that. We've got a safety car. So check this out. Well, 3 wide. We'll slow this down. So watch Tyson Broad. Now he's just minding his own business up at the top of the screen there. And watch this impact. Humongous into the fence, straight through him. And that's a sad way to end your race. So we'll try and pick up the initial contact, which has happened between between Butler. Here it is, so let's go back and have a look. I won't say too much just yet. Oh, we'll take it back a bit further from there.
Other overtake people.
So the number 3 car, does it move up the track here? We'll try and get a better shot than that. What's
Okay, thank you.
No, that's not going to show it. We'll zoom out a little
What
bit.
are you doing, Jesse?
Holds his line. It looked to me as if the other car has come down the track. So
Yellow conditions.
yeah, huge crash.
Is that even-
Right, we'll go back. There's a fair bit going on in the live sense by the sounds. Let's go back
They're
to
able to drive at a
Roberts.
speed, then yes.
I think a couple of cars are trying to limp back to the pits. We'll try and pick up who that is. So is it Butler? Is he one of them? Yeah, look at that. So Jesse's trying to limp that back to the pit lane. Doing a pretty good job so far. With the front left missing, torn off the car. Not good at all. So we'll get a fast repair, hopefully straight back out onto the racetrack, but drops out of the top 25 now with that incident. Roberts still maintains the lead right behind this beautiful FRG safety car. I'm going to take a 30-second break. I'll be back with you shortly. You're on RaceStars TV for FRG F3A.
Safety car was there, it was 160. Road control car into clarification. Neutral. Lap 27. That's locked. Can't see you, over.
Go Lockie! Our safety car goes for a bit of an excursion there. Lockie Capel behind the wheel doing a great job. But he's gone for a bit of a grass collecting excursion there. And I think he may have a witch's hat stuck in the front grille of that Aston Martin. We'll see if we can zoom in here. Is there a witch's hat stuck under there? I think there is. We've got one in the front. I think one in the side. Oh, it's just popping out the side now. Where is it? Do you leave it on the track somewhere?
There is one more lap. The safety car to remain at 80 miles an hour after the hairpin.
Classic. All right, I'm back from a break. We're under full course caution. Lockie here in this beautifully turned out
Anyone on the lead lap,
safety car
stay
here for
left,
FRG.
please.
Doesn't that
Anyone on the
look
lead
great?
lap, stay left.
So they're going to unlap some
Cars
cars
are
now.
down.
Bailey Evans
Down.
leads this race. Now he has stopped, so did Rob Bowden. Like I said, those cars that stopped early, lap 11, have now wiggled their way to the top. Where did Benjamin Roberts end up after that pit stop? He's dropped all the way down to 17th place. Wow. So Bowden looking good in second as well. Mazoka moves up into third. Mara's there, and Mitchell, who's at one point been smashed in the rear tonight, finds himself now back up in, well, close to a podium position. We might head over to RaceKraft and see if we can't. Can we say a quick g'day live on the broadcast, boys? Hello.
G'day.
Hello.
Hey, hello, mate.
It's been too long. How are we going?
Carnage.
Oh, man.
Christopher, you would have a sore rear end, I reckon.
Yeah, it was a bit puckered up for a moment there too.
Got
Got an almighty serving from Matty Jones, but he took it on the chin. He admitted fault, which is the bigger thing to do. So that's nice.
That's it, mate. It's good to have RaceKraft back on board as a sponsor, and man, you've got a good field of drivers once again. What have we got? 7 cars out there, 6 cars out there, 7.
Something like that. Yeah, we've got a total of 15 entered in the series.
Wow.
With the OG Blue Team boys filling in the silver field and having a fun, and a couple of guys sitting out. So I think we had 12 entered tonight, and a couple of guys plagued with a couple of issues. But we're running, we're having fun. It's good to be back with F3A. I've had 6 weeks off, and my first step back into the sim during the week for pre-qualifying was interesting to say the least.
It's good to have you back. Hey, you'll watch this back and have a laugh later, but we're going to go over to Mr. Ellis, Kieran. Kieran, just wiggle your left gear changing finger. It's a little bit offensive, mate, on your camera view.
You peanut.
I mean,
That's the glory shot.
That's how I feel after the night. My game crashed.
More than 100 kilometers an
And I
hour.
wasn't able to load it until about 5 minutes ago, so...
I was wondering where you were at the start, mate, but it's good to see you back, and it's going to be a good season, isn't it? So it's going to be fun having you all back, and hopefully see some more cameras next round as well.
Yeah, I'll get mine going. Looks like we're about to go racing.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, good luck for the rest of this race.
I'll call you back soon, bro.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
I'm right.
So, someone's taking a phone call during that chat there. That's classic. It's all happening over in the RaceKraft room. We will visit more of them in weeks to come, of course. 41 minutes in. We've only got 9 minutes left in this race. Bailey Evans is about to get us back underway here with the green restart for lap 31. And look at Rob Bowden just biding his time, waiting to pounce here off the restart. And I reckon Anthony Mazzoka will be keen on the trigger as well. They hold, and it's a long hold here. There he goes. So he pulls the trigger, green, green, green from race control. That means we're back underway. And fantastic jump, in fact. Look at the background there. Mara attacking Mazzoka. Goes to the inside. Mitchell is in there as well. We're on board with Christopher Mitchell now. He's attacking. He wants a podium in this opening round. He wants a good points haul as well. Bailey Evans put himself in the box seat for a win tonight, but how much fuel did they put in the car? 5.4 seconds was his stationary time. 4.5 for the next two drivers. It was 5.1 for Mara, 5.1 also for Mitchell. So it looks like the drivers that took less than 5, they need to conserve a little bit of fuel towards the end of this race. And that would be Bowden and Mazzoka, but these safety cars will have helped that as well, with just on 8 minutes to go now. So on board with Bowden, looking forward. He'll get the slipstream here. Will he attack and try and get past Bailey Evans on this lap? Or is he happy just to hold him behind for a few laps? I reckon he's ready to attack and trying to get in front and lead from the front. Do everything he can to get away from Mazzoka, Mara and Mitchell, because they will come if they're not already there now. By the end of this race, they'll be right there ready to fight. In the background, you can see Mazzoka and Mara wheel to wheel cross the line again to start lap 32. Meanwhile, the front Evans under attack. Will he dive down the inside? Bowden, he stays right up on the outside, takes an alternate late entry line in, and Bowden in fact lost about 7/10 on the entry there. Mara stayed ahead of Mitchell, who got ahead of Mazzoka, so Mitchell now up into 4th place. Wow. Luke saying Mara has more than enough fuel to finish, so that's good to know. So obviously the safety cars have done exactly what they needed to do, as far as those that needed to just be a little bit careful on their fuel strategy. Johnny B, good to have you in the house, man. Says, God, I miss racing these cars. And it's good to have the support of all the silver drivers as well, jumping across and watching this gold event, 50-minute gold feature event each week. Back here on a Tuesday night, Race Stars TV. Back in the pack, it's Leonard, Fabian, Butler's there as well. Wazell not too far behind. Alexani under pressure here from Roberts, who finds himself in 17th place. Chris Barnes is just ejected to the pits. Unfortunately, that'll throw our timing out for a moment, but he will drop all the way down the order. And I'm not sure what's happened to Roberts here, as a couple of cars do enter that pit lane. But Roberts stopped under that caution that we just went to, and it's really put him out of place as far as even being close to a podium contention tonight. So unfortunately, that'll put him on the back foot. We've got a car in the fence down there. Hugh McLaughlin has had a bit of an incident down there. Rejoins now and gets back underway, but yeah, been a few crashes tonight, hasn't there? But Bailey Evans has now pulled a 1.3 second margin on lap 33, 45 minutes in. He's only got 5 minutes to go, so probably 4 more laps in this race to taste the champagne, take a first victory in this first round of season number 11. So looking good at this stage. Massive thanks to Lockie Capel and also Ty Ratcliffe over in race control, alongside the maestro Rue Koistra, who as always just do a million hours in the background to make a series like this even possible. Christopher Mitchell now getting a good draft here. You can see the way Mara dived to the inside. Mitchell goes up around the outside. Comes right in onto the back, almost makes some contact there. Where's Bowden? He's got to be close there as well. All three close together. Super close, and wow, they get out the other side in one piece. All this is helping Evans pull away now to a gap of around 2.3 seconds. This is now Hermansen has just joined the party as well. So Jack Mara under an immense amount of pressure here from Rob Bowden. Mazoka Mitchell drops back to 5th now. It was Mazoka that got through, so Mazoka jumps up 10 spots now to be in the top 4. What a race he's having. And he can now smell a podium. 4 minutes to go, 3.5 laps. This is on. Unfortunately, Nick and Reese have both got together. There's Bailey Evans now 2.4 seconds. Not sure anything's going to stop him now. He's looking very comfortable for a win. Look at that gap back to Jack, and oh, they're still fighting. Mazoka's right there, and Bowden has got the bird's eye view. Let's jump on board with him. You can see there's Mazoka to his right, back to his left is Jack, and Jack just hangs on. The 15 car, sorry, the 25 car hangs on for another lap to that P2 position. There's quite a few MARs. I saw that before for the 3-letter initials. We've got Mara, Mazoka, Gats up there as well, keeping us all on our toes. Mitchell back in 5th now, but what a train of cars behind Mara. It's now a 2.5 second lead to Bailey Evans. He's gone. See you later, he says. I'll catch you at the podium presentation. Bring your own champagne. He is checked out. He's gone home. And wow, what a race. Adam Gardner says, good racing to watch while having a few wines, mate. That sounds good. Hello, Brady Baldwin. Hello, mate. Nice to see a couple of old names pop up in the chat from many, many moons ago. So we're going to see probably 2 more laps. They're coming to the flag now. My calculations are going to say 2 more. We'll see how close I am. But it's going to be this battle for second that's going to hold our attention now. We've got to give Evans a lot of credit for his strategy tonight and the way he's panned this race out. But, oh, that's off the road. Mazoka somehow managed to hang on to that. That could have been nasty. Going wide was Bowden. He's going to drop back a position or 2 there with that little mistake. Hermansen gets alongside him now as well in the background. And there is Christian currently sitting in 6th place. Jump on board with him for a moment. Oh, close down the inside. They rotate the car. They turn it back onto the banking. And Mara still leads Christopher Mitchell into podium position now. So Jack's got himself a gap of over a second back to P3. Looking good. Mitchell's in all sorts now with Bowden in tow. Mazoka's on the outside. Hermansen's in the tow of Mazoka. We've got 4 cars. We've got 3 wide in the background of Mitchell. He'll be seeing this in his mirrors and going, oh, what is going on? As they belt their way along to get the white flag. It should be 1 to go. There we are on the inside. Check it out. How wide has Mitchell gone as he cuts back in from that wide exit line? And did they make contact there, Bowden and Magetz? No, they didn't. They got through there okay. So now they've spread out. Mitchell might be on the podium now that that has taken place, because they lost a lot of time down through that corner. That puts Mitchell a good 1.7 seconds ahead of P4. So that has really panned out well for him, that little run into turn 1. But on the final lap here, let's give a little bit of a mention to this. 7 positions up, started P8 on the grid. Bailey Evans stopped on lap 11, took 5.4 seconds worth of fuel. It was a great strategy. It was the perfect strategy, because they just pushed him through to the top place to take a win here in the first round of season 11 of this fantastic FRG American Tour. The checker flag's going to drop, and we're going to see him cross the line in the top position to win the F3A gold. And old mate Luke here is peaked too early. We get 1 more lap. Check it out. The checker flag's been withdrawn. We get 1 more lap here tonight. 50 minutes on the board plus 1 lap. So that was a bit like when that lady flew the checker flag at the F1 a lap early. My finger just slipped onto the button. The checker flag flew. We've withdrawn it. We've got 1 to go. Will that change anything? I don't think it will, because Jack Mara's got a 2.7 second margin to the leader. It's 1 second from Mara back to Mitchell, and then it's just over 1.7 seconds back to fourth. So I think we're pretty safe to say the top three should stay where they are. But oh my gosh, 1 extra lap. Who's tight on fuel? Bowden now falls back in behind 9th place into 10th, so he's dropped back another position there behind Fabian. Michael Fabian up into 10th now, 22 positions. All right, this time we'll try again. This time it will be a checker flag. The checker flag drops down from iRacing. It drops down from us here at our end as well. And Evans takes the flag ahead of Jack Mara, who gets a win over Christopher Mitchell, your top three. He gets fourth, and look at that, they cross the line. That was close as well. Roberts getting sixth ahead of Anspach. Benjamin Roberts got back into 8th in the end. Hermanson got 9th and Fabian 10th. So wow, what a finish to the race. That was F3A gold. We're going to have some interviews shortly with the drivers. Bailey Evans will come for a chat. Jack Mara as well. Christopher Mitchell, the top three, will be in for a chat shortly. We'll get the results up on the screen too, and we'll wrap it all up here from round number 1 of the FRG. Brought to you by VRS and of course RaceKraft Simulations. Big thanks to them. Bailey Evans tears the back tyres off that F3 car, and so he should. What a great performance tonight. If you got any questions, put them in now. We'll try and get them to the drivers shortly as we get them into the chat. We'll talk to Rue Koister as well, and you can find out how you can be involved in this series, but also you can win yourself that VRS competition by using tonight's code word, Kansas. Go stick that in the link in the description right now. We wait for Bailey Evans to join us in the broadcast booth. Here are the results thanks to iRacing. Up on your screen now, and it is Bailey Evans with a win, 2.5 seconds over Jack Mara. Christopher Mitchell getting fourth, and so on down the order. Jared Steen down there in 18th place, rounding out the first title screen. We'll go back further to see further down. A couple of drivers unlucky tonight. Mazoka in the end finished 23rd. Kaniska 26th. A couple of drivers really unlucky there. Aiden Carroll went out early tonight, 27th for him. And plenty of big names that no doubt will bounce back in the next few weeks. Well, we're just waiting for our winners to drop into the broadcast booth or into the green room now. They're smoking up a storm down there. Top three, good to see. We'll wait for Bailey. We've got Christopher Mitchell standing by. Does the fastest lap earn an extra point? I don't think so in this series. But if Rue's listening, he might be able to clarify that shortly. Stephen, thanks for the question though. And well, let's do it in reverse order tonight because Chris is standing by. Chris, congratulations, mate. You had to fight for that in the end, that P3, but great job.
Yeah, that was intense, man. I can't believe that. I was feeling pretty comfortable when we were just circulating. As soon as that safety car came out, I knew I was going to be in a bit of strife, and it was looking racy. But then Jack made like a little bobble, and I had to get out of it. And all of a sudden, I realised I was 3 wide, and I was going to be in the ambulance if I didn't button out of that. So happy to be able to hold them off and pick up a podium tonight. Man,
it was some great racing, and it's always good to see F3 cars back. But you guys were turning it on. Jack, you were part of that battle, mate. Talk us through those. Particularly the few laps before you got the gap at the end there.
Mate, I have some very sweaty armpits, I've got to be honest. And yeah, that was awesome. Those guys putting pressure on the whole time, trying to chase Benny. That was hard work. So I think I'm a bit of luck to be in P2, but I'm very happy with that result.
Yeah, great job. And Ben, obviously, the strategy for him didn't work out tonight. You ran the same strategy as Christopher, stopping on lap 27. Seemed to work well, but Bailey with that early stop on lap 11, do you think that was the go-to tonight?
Yeah, in hindsight, yeah. It must have been close on fuel, but no, he drove great as well. It's good guy too, so good for him. Yeah, well, let's talk to him because he's just popped in now for a win tonight on the opening round, or in the opening round of this season 11. Congratulations, Bailey Evans.
Thank you very much.
Well done, mate. In the end, it looked pretty comfortable out in front by 2.5 seconds, but you had to work for that, and your pit strategy seemed to be the one to go to tonight.
Yeah, well, I did a victory burnout in the first lap, got tagged, so yeah, I don't even know my pit strategy. I just pitted when a safety car came out, and it worked out. I think I was a bit tight for fuel before the last safety car. I was starting to lift and coast,
Yep.
But the last safety car saved me. So I was a bit confused. There was like some of the front runners were started the pit after, at the end of the safety car, and I was like, yeah, am I going to run out of fuel or not?
Well, it looks like you had enough in the end, and you got a win. So, I mean, that's good way to open the bank of points here for this brand new series, and it's going to be a long one. Some tracks that you wouldn't generally put together for a series as well. So it's going to be testing for you guys. This list of rovals and different road courses as well. It's going to be quite tricky.
Yeah, for sure. I to be honest, I didn't like I hated coming off the bank in the first corner, but
Oh man, that was horrible.
It was clunky.
Once you got it down, it was all right, but it was still clunky.
Yeah, it didn't look pretty. Right, let's do some thank yous, starting with our race winner, Bailey Evans. Who would you like to thank, man?
I'd like to thank my partner. She's actually watching live, so shout out to Jordan, and thank you, Roo, and the guys at Race Stars that put on the good show.
Well done, mate. We'll see you next week. And Jack, who would you like to thank, mate? P2?
Yeah. Well, big thanks to RaceKraft for sponsoring the event. It's awesome to see. Nice to get a free trip to the Americas. Also the team sponsors. We've got Snecker Changi on board, best chips in town. Free range potatoes, the work. So check them out if you get a chance. And no, thanks to the DSR boys back at the factory as always. They work hard.
Fantastic, mate. Good job. We'll see you next week as well. And finally, Christopher, flying the flag for RaceKraft, mate. Who would you like to thank?
Big thanks to RaceKraft Simulations, Johnny putting together our team. Last season, I took upon myself to try and help manage our team and keep everyone together, but I've been super busy lately, so he's taken it back up to organise everyone and getting our 15-car assault on the F3A Season 11 together. So it's a killer effort, and I owe him a lot for what he's done for me to get into sim racing. The boys for the help, especially Kieran and Gianni, helping me get back up to speed. They seem to pick it up really quickly. They jumped on. They haven't really had much time off, but I've been out of the saddle for a few weeks playing with RC cars and doing my thing, so it was fun to try and relearn. And lastly, of course, all the boys from Formula Racing Group and yourself, Luke, Race Stars TV, the best iRacing broadcaster on the service, bar none.
Thanks, mate.
True.
Thanks, mate. For a guy that's got one eyeball hanging out and can hardly read the text on the screen, I appreciate those kind words. It's been a long day.
Mate, you do a stellar job.
That was eyeballs, by the way. Don't take that the wrong way. All right. Thanks to our top three legends, Bailey Evans with the win tonight, Jack Mara P2, Christopher Mitchell. Love having you guys back on Race Stars TV. We'll see you next round, and we'll flick across now to Roo Question, the maestro of this series, mate. Good to be back, and a cracking round then from both silver and the gold to start off this new series.
Oh, that was hectic. Yeah, there was a lot of teething issues from both sides of the field. Good to see Mickey losing his collective shit when he came first. Was that second? That was great to see. Good to see Jack Mara awake in New Zealand when it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. It's good to see the potatoes are free range and not in cages. That's awesome to see as well. But yeah, we.
Was that a chips joke?
Well, he said free range potatoes. I'm literally going to Google this straight after the broadcast. And
he's still here. He can explain this.
No, he's bugging off.
Oh, he's gone.
He's bugging off. No, he did say free range potatoes. I'm going to Google that. I want to know what free range potatoes is. I just pictured that all the other potatoes are just sitting around in cages and being jealous of all the other potatoes roaming around in the field. So I'm gonna look that up.
I think they're the ones that get done in the fields, not in the thing on Mars with Matt Damon.
Ah, right. right. I'm with you.
Let's move on.
All right, moving from spuds in the dirt to
he's back to explain it. I brought him back to explain.
Oh gosh.
Tell us about your spuds.
My spuds are the most beautiful spuds on the planet.
We've had eyeballs hanging out, now we've got spuds that are the most beautiful in the paddock. Mate, tell us what a free range spud is.
So back in the day, the great Uncle Kenny discovered the free range potatoes. So it turns out not all potatoes are created equal. Some potatoes are better to create crispy chips, some are better for mash, some are just better to throw at people's houses. So the ones for chips, they get put into the Crinkin Hopper 4000, crispened up to a nice dippable structure.
I'm getting hungry.
I'm hungry.
And I'll send you boys a box, eh?
Hey!
I think you should. I think this is going to happen.
This sounds awesome. Nah, thanks, man. That's classic. Roo, we're off to another track next week for round 2.
Yes, we
can
are.
you tell us about that?
We're off to Road America next week. So we've got the low downforce. We've got draft battles again, but it's not a Roval. So we're hauling ass around Road America, and it's such a great track to race. It's one of my favourites, American tracks. So I'm looking forward to it from both silver and gold.
Gonna be a ripper, mate. Hey, give a quick plug to the sponsors tonight before we wrap things up.
Yeah, so first of all, RaceKraft simulations, they have to be first and foremost for coming on board and bringing half the field with them, I think.
Hey, and Johnny drove great tonight too, didn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, all of them have done well. I think only one of them weren't here tonight, but half the field's RaceKraft, and I think Pace they're up against the other big team. And thanks to VRS, we've got VRS, they're giving away the viewer prize, which is a 1-year sub, which is awesome. And there is actually another prize this year. It's a one-on-one with Julian to a driver of our choice. We're not going to tell anyone what the criteria is. We're just going to make it secret and announce it at the end of the season. So that's awesome. And then we got lovely stickers, and I don't know if you've showed them that. We're going to have some more information.
I did, yeah.
Next round, they've got awesome stuff.
I did show the website earlier, so it's very sick. In fact, because I'm so quick with Googling them again, I'll quickly show it while you're talking about it again. So yeah, go.
Yeah, so lovely stickers. We've got our prizes for the podium, and go check out their Instagram, because I think viewers might get selected here for prizes as well. It's kind of half finalised. I did get an email, but a lot going on, so I didn't finalise it and read it. But yes, definitely first, second and third for the season will get lovely sticker packages for their steering wheel. One of them will get it for their seats, so you can customise, do whatever you want, and basically sit there and look more awesome than anyone else.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I've got a Fanatec wheel. I'm just looking at my thing now, and I can see a very cool McLaren livery there. That's very cool. So yeah, check them out, and that's reasonably priced too. What's that? €45 for the whole sticker pack. Not too bad.
Yeah, it's great.
Cool, man.
We're giving them away.
Awesome, awesome to have everyone here again watching tonight. Good crowd on YouTube. So big thanks to everyone tuning in, and mate, we've got to get subscribers in there so they can come back next week and continue to see who's going to, regain that top step of the podium. Will it be Bailey Evans? Will it be Mara? Will it be Mitchell? Will we see Roberts, who has the number 1 on the car, but tonight finished P8?
Yeah, Roberts just missed that. I think because we don't care what's going on in front of us, we call the safety car.
Got him so bad.
Yeah, we call the safety car whenever it happens, and I think he pretty much got the worst timing possible on that one. So he did all right coming back, though. I think he was 19th or somewhere around there coming out.
Quick question from the chat: does fastest lap earn an extra point?
No, but they do earn kudos for being awesome.
That's it. There you go, Stephen. So that's well, thanks, Roo, man. We've got to wrap it up, but thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks, Roo, for everything, and thanks to the drivers, of course, for making tonight enjoyable to watch.
Awesome.
All right, take care, guys. We'll see you next week for round number 2 from Road America.
Awesome. We'll see you next week.
See you, mate. All right, that's it tonight for FRG's F3A. Thanks for tuning in. Absolute bunch of legends. I'm Luke. This is RaceKraft TV. We'll catch you next time from Road America. Good night.